Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and yes, I still have that cold. I needed kind of a quiet day today, and so I thought I'm just going to make some clusters, and I figured, I might as well turn on the camera and let you see me how I'm making them. So it's nothing fancy. I just went to put a piece of scrapbook paper away in my tray for scrapbook papers, and I said I'm going to cause an avalanche right away. So I figured I'm going to use some of that stuff up, and I got out some book pages and I said I'm going to make clusters, and I need clusters anyway. My cluster collection is getting a little low, and I have a project coming up when I'm feeling up to working on it to share with you on making some little notebooks that are pretty cool. And I just thought, well, I should get my clusters up to a good level so that I can have some choice when I want to make things. So all I did this ahead of time, before I turned the camera on. I just glued some book pages together. They're not glued to anything else. They're just, overlapped on each other. I used a piece of loose leaf just to line them up. It's just a scrappy piece of paper. And I used this to kind of line them up so I knew how big the page would be. And then after I glued them together, I hole punched them using the same paper as a template to know where to put the holes so that I could put them in this binder. So I'm going to do that now. And this binder was sitting on my office in my office upstairs, and I think I got this from Jen. Thank you, Jen. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to put my snippets in here. I have a smaller cluster book that I use, but I figured, you know what, I'm going to use this one up, make some big pages, and just have a play today. And these are not glued perfectly. If you look, there's like little lifty parts, but as we glue things on here, they will be held together better. And I will most likely stitch on them at the end, when I'm actually going to use them. But now I think I have 10 pages here. 8 or 10. I can't remember. I lost count. But now I want to build on these. And so the way I'm building on them is I only brought 3 trays in a little box to the table. And I'll show you. This is some kind of a sticker tray. And I think it just got out of hand because I think there was some stickers I got from somebody. Oh, there's some pretty floral ones in here. And just loads of different odds and ends of stickers that I don't need. I need to see these gone and make my pile go down. And I think this little envelope has stickers that are small. I'm going to use those for sure. And maybe I'll use some of these little round ones. But I will just keep picking out of here because I said don't bring everything to the table because then you only make 3 things because you spend too much time fussing. So I'm going to start with those 2 and then we will expand from there. And then somebody gave me this sheet. It's a sticker sheet. I'm going to use that. So I brought stickers to the table. I'm going to put them on the floor. That's where I like to stick everything. And then I have piles of stuff to put away. I brought a tray of labels with me. Same thing, all different kinds of labels and bits and pieces. It's time to use this stuff up and get the, there's different labels in these packages. Let's just pick a package. I'm going to pick that one. They might even be sticker labels. And what's this one? Let's pick that one. And then maybe we'll take that because it's right on top. And some numbers. So I can imagine if I use all of this stuff, it really doesn't make much of a dent in my box. And then I brought this tray of scrapbook paper. It's scrapbook paper, and there's a few pieces of wrapping paper I see in here. Just different things that I'm going to work with. No rhyme or reason as to how I choose this stuff, but I will probably use kind of a neutral color on the bottom layer and then something else on top. But the whole idea is to take a piece of paper and make it gone. into this book. And then the last thing I have that I brought to the table was this little box that I have some stamps in here. There's stamps and some kind of little tickets. There again, these might be stickers too. I can't even remember. But I'm just going to grab a handful of them. And this forces you to work with what you have. So that's what I'm going to work with. And this will also allow me to play. I don't know if you've noticed, but on YouTube, there's a few channels. Now, the girl's name I don't remember because I had to follow her through several people. Caroline did this. Hazel did this. And this girl is Junk Journal something or other. I will have the link below where she did some clustering with stamps. But she just used stamps. But I'm going to incorporate that stamp idea where I use 2 or 3 on a cluster to get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm going to start with that. Oh, I like that piece of paper and get it out of there. And so there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just going to make a little bit of room here. Can you see what I'm doing here? Yeah. Okay, there's a little stamp there. I don't know what all these are. Some of them are stickers. Some of them, I don't know where they came from even. I don't know if that's a sticker or not. No, it doesn't feel like a sticker. Okay. So I'm going to choose some neutral colored papers. And this yellow to me is neutral. So I'm going to take, well, let's take the whole thing until it's gone. So let's use the yellow, and I want something to go with it. You know, I'm pulling out pieces of this paper, so maybe I'll use those as I find them. Something to go with this yellow. Let's see, what have I got here? I like that. I like this polka dot piece. You can see it. Ooh, I like this orange. I like the green. So you see kind of where we're going already, right? This is an offcut from something. Piece of that. I see more of this scrap, whatever that was. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm not going to use much of this at all. Okay, I see a couple of printables that I had printed that are in those colors. Okay, that should be enough for now. And then I need something to glue on. And I should have a glue pad here somewhere, or like a glue book here somewhere. A second. Like I said, I wasn't 100% sure I was bringing you along for this. I must have something here. Well, you know what? I'll just use this loose leaf paper for now. Oh, don't need this pink or this white. No, you know what? We've got this white out. It's embossed paper of some kind. I'm going to use it. So that'll be another neutral color. So I am just going to start with these neutral ones. And I'm going to just tear. That looks good like that. I want these clusters, well, maybe it's a little bit big. I want these clusters to be different sizes. And this is a piece of embossed paper. And I think it had a lot of little holes in it. That's why it ended up in this box. Maybe let's go this way and that way. This is wallpaper, embossed wallpaper, but this is embossed paper here. Hope you can see this. Let's finish using that one. That. And I don't care if there's square lines or round lines. It really doesn't matter to me. I don't know if I even need a glue paper. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, not a lot, and glue these down. So I'm going to have 6 clusters on this page. I have a feeling I'll have to make a few hundred of these pages to make a dent in my paper there. What did I say? This is going that way? I think it was the other way around, but only you and the camera will know the video when I go back and look. Just gluing them down just enough to hold them in place. I could use my white glue as well, but this works fine. I have lots of these glue sticks. And now I said I wanted something that's a little bit more colorful. So in this case, the yellow will be fine as an alternative to the white itself. So here again, I'm just going to tear. I don't care if there's white lines showing. I just don't really want super straight lines on this. Well, I don't care. Add that there. This is going to go here. This one will go, I think I like it there. And there. So I've got 6 just like this. Same thing. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here to hold it in place. And I will stitch around these when I go to use them on the sewing machine. And what I'll most likely do is, you know, tear them up individually eventually when I use them. A whole pile of them at once. Because not only do I have clusters in books, I have them in, you know, in containers too. So, and I'm not worrying about inking. Did I say that already? Because I will do that, you know, when I'm actually going to use them. Because that's the stuff that takes time to do all that. Okay, so there's a little lifty spot there. I'll just catch it. Okay, now I had stickers, right? So I'm going to work with whatever's in here. Let's have a peek. These were things that I had printed on the computer at one time or another, I think. I don't even remember. And I have scissors buried somewhere. There we go. Oh, I could have used that paper. Okay, so these are little individual stickers. I think, yeah, they are. So I'm just going to put a little glue on there because no matter, even though they're stickers, they don't always stick, right? But this will be enough to hold these on. And I don't know what I'm making. I'm just doing it. So you and I are learning together what it's going to look like. Just put one down there. And since I've got 3 more here, get my garbage tray there. I'm just going to trim off that white edge. I think if I peeled it off, it would be a clear piece of the label, but I don't want that either. So I'm just going to pick this off. And this is a great way, if you don't really give it too much thought, it's a great way to get stuff done. And it's a great way to not really think about what you're doing. I'm sitting here, technically, I mean, technically I'm by myself, but you know, you get to hang out with me through the video, but I'm sitting here talking to myself. Okay, so I got a sticker on there. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a couple of these labels, or stamps, I mean. So, that's a piece of paper. Now, I should have brought my little stamp cutter. I'm going to put you on hold for just a second. I'm going to go get one of those thingies. Okay, I'm back. Just went and got a couple of these little, you know, distress edge cutters. This one's a stamp edge, and this is kind of a torn edge. Sometimes they're handy to have when you're doing things quick and on the fly. So I'm just gonna cut this into a sort of stamp shape. I have the die cutters too, but that's for making stamps. These are already made, so okay, 2 more. Well, for now, 2 more. Now, some of these are digital reproductions of stamps, but I do have real stamps in here too. Let's see, where am I going to put these? I'm going to not think about it. I'm just going to glue that up there in the corner. And this one's going to go, where is this one going to go? It's going to go down here. Now, when they were doing these clusters, they were making some of them straight. And piling up 3 and 4 of them at a time. So I'm just going to play on these 2. I have a couple of these big ones. Oh, Kim, you were supposed to do this over the box. Okay, so I'm going to put that one there, I think. And then that one will go there. So just a great way to use up odds and ends, to sit quietly, you know, regroup. This cold really took me down a couple of notches, that's for sure. Okay, that's a little toned down on this. I'm going to give it something a little bit more vibrant. How about we use this Nebraska statehood here. And I like this one. Yeah, I don't think they're stickers. I think they're just... And I will keep going with this now. I want to get at least 2, if not 3, on each one. Because there are no shortage of stamps in my collection. None. No shortage at all. Now, I'm not cutting them perfectly. I don't care if there's, you know, part of the black background is showing on them. That doesn't matter to me at all. Okay, let's put that one there. And this little one here, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, barely, but. That one looks good right there. And I've got this little one here that I'm going to put in. Kind of like that one. And, oh, that one already cut out, a red one. So I just need one more for here. So let's see. Oh, I got a little squirrel. This has to go to Wanda. Wanda wanted me to find her some squirrels. Squirrel. So Wanda, if you're watching, oh, I like this orange one. Use this orange one. It's nice and bright. Over the box, Kim. And I'm going to add that there. So, oh, I still need one more here. Okay, that's kind of purpley blue, so I'm going to use this one. It's already cut out, so let's put that there. Okay, I think that's going to work for me. What do you think so far? Okay, so this has got way too much stuff here. I'm going to just trim that down a little bit more. There we go. All right, taking my glue, I'm going to glue this down. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're not finished. And the more you make things random like this, the more they seem to turn out in the end result. So I'm always happy to do that. Okay, I think this is all glued down here. This one's not glued down. And they will, you know, they're going to lift up. They're not going to be glued down perfectly, and that's okay because as long as something is holding them, you know, I may have to go back and just do a little dot of glue under something just to make it stick, that I don't have to worry about flipping the pages. But that's really the only thing I'm concerned with. If it's basically stuck down, I'm fine with that until I go to stitch them together. And usually when I'm stitching them together, I just run my sewing machine, you know, zigzag or just willy-nilly through the whole thing to catch a little bit of each piece. So this one here, we're going to just put a little bit of glue on this. I'm sure this YouTuber has no idea what she started with this craze with all these stamps that people are putting on their projects. Do you remember how this went? Yeah, I can't remember. Brain fog. But it really doesn't take much to put these together and create something. Okay, so this one we're going to have autumn. As I'm doing this, I'm reminding myself in my head that, yes, I'm going to be adding a label on here yet. So I want to kind of save a corner somewhere that I can add some labels and things to it. Now, when these are done, it's not to say I won't add some dimension, like some buttons or some lace or ribbon or some kind of little charm or something after they're completely done. But while they're sitting in the book, this gets rid of all these little bits and pieces off my trays, and it helps to have a little bit of stuff done. I think this way, right? Yeah. Hope you can see everything okay. Looks like you can. Overlap it a little bit there. And then add this one. This one's kind of cool because there's a sunflower and this says Nebraska statehood with a cow on it. And then I've got a Canadian stamp here that has a cowboy on a horse. So it's kind of Western type. All right, I think I got all those stamps glued down. Let me get these out of my way. And see if I can find my labels in this mess. we go. Some labels. What have we got here? Now, I don't want to waste too much time thinking about this either, but, you know, sometimes you do. Okay, I don't think bingo. This little British flag might work somewhere. Maybe down here. Bingo's out on this page anyway. Airmail. I mean, that's very fitting for a stamp. Now, is that a sticker or that's a little, well, going by the time period of this one, it wouldn't really work. I'm going to pass. I don't know what this is, but that works for me. These are too big. This is a back of a postcard, but no, too big. These are all too big. We'll use them the next round. This one's small. Okay. This one I'll just cut out. I think then we'll put that. Put that one down there. Another bingo. This one says arsenic. Pass on that one. This one's too big. Too big. Okay, I don't know if those are going to work. This one says bay rum. These come from my label collection that will be becoming available in the freebies soon. They are pharmacy labels that I did offer for sale at one time. No, too big for you. How about there? Even though we have one, I like that one there. Is this too boring to watch? Do let me know if this is something that you don't want to see me do. There. Okay, I think that one is done. What do you think? Can you see it? Where's my finger? Yeah, you should be able to see it. Okay, so I'm going to glue these two down. Now, I can actually glue right on this paper because it'll dry clear. And I'm not really worried. And then I wanted that little British flag on here. And I will tuck that into that corner. I think I had it the other way before, but that'll work. So you can barely even see this little white background. But when I'm ready to use these, I would just tear around here now. I'd have the book page as a background. It's going to be a large cluster, but that's okay. That's what I want, is these larger ones. So I'm going to put this one here. And like I said, I will come back and add other things to these when I go to use them that will be more relevant to whatever it is I'm working on. Use this one. And this rum. Right there. Okay, and then we're going to put that one. Put right across there. So I still have this one and this one to do. I might have to dig into the labels a little bit more because these are too big, these other ones, I think. But we'll see on the next page. Got enough for now. Yeah, I think that works. There we go. Okay, this one needs a long one there, and I see this red one. I'm going to cut that one out. I'm not inking anything because, like I said, that takes time. And I will wait until I'm actually going to use it to decide. You know, because inking is sometimes flavor of the month for me. Okay, so that's got enough on it. This could have something here yet. Oh, you know what? I had those, here we go. I have these stickers. Maybe this one. Yeah, maybe this one. Well, airmail again is not relevant here. This is way before planes. Okay, maybe let's give it a little bit of pink, just to give it a little more color. And now that I see that, I think I want one there too. So you could go on and on and on when you're making these clusters. You know, you think, oh, I'm just going to put 3 things, but then the next thing you know, they get bigger and bigger until they're actually little pieces that could go on tags. So I think this one's good. This one looks good. Maybe something here. Since I've got these, I'm going to add one there as well. It doesn't matter if I use the same one twice because they're going to go into different sections. I think I still want something there. And I want something on that one. I haven't done anything there yet. So let's see. I've got this alcohol one. And sometimes I say, don't think, just do, because you don't know how it's going to turn out. It doesn't mean anything because you're going to keep adding anyway. So I'm going to put that there. And I think I need some kind of a number, 19th. Let's use that one. So while I'm using up the stamps, just as this girl had done, I'm using up labels and other little bits and pieces too. So it makes these just as much fun to decorate. So I think they're pretty good, except for something right there, huh? Well, you know what? This flower looks nice, and it'll match the pink on that other round label. If you start thinking about things too much, then nothing gets done. And if I really don't like it, I can cut that off afterwards, but I can also add on to here. So I'm calling this page done. Now the problem is I'm running out of room. Even though I've used up stuff, I'm running out of room. So I'm going to now turn the page and start on the next one. These pages seem a little bit tight in here. Why is that? As long as I don't put too much pressure on it, it should be okay. So now I'm going to use this yellow again as a neutral piece. Somebody must have, looks like they've drawn something. I'm not even going to cut it out. I'm just going to leave it like it is. And this time I'm going to use these big labels. And that seems big. So I'm getting 6 on a page. And for what I'm using them for, that I don't mind that they're large like this. I also don't care if there's this torn edge on there. That really doesn't make a difference when you start working on these and adding stuff on. But I'm determined to use everything here that I've pulled out, and hopefully more by the end of the day, I hope. Now, I won't keep you here the whole time. I will stop the camera and work again by myself, because this could end up being a 3-hour video very easily. And I will do a recap at the end so you can see all the different ones that I've made. But you see what's on the table, and that is my first goal, is to have all of this gone. Everything. So we'll see how we do. Okay, so yellow base. Now I'm going to use these large labels that I had here. Now these are done on kind of a cardstock. So I'm going to use my white glue to glue them down. Ooh. Oh, it is that way. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And we're still not going to use bingo or arsenic. But I have 2 more of these, so I'm going to use one there. And one here. Yep. Well, I guess I'll use it there. Now this one I'm going to have come off the page a little bit. Hopefully it won't get too beat up being in the binder. But it will kind of have its own ending there, and then I will tear around this. And I think I might have put, yeah, I did. I put glue on that side. I'm just going to take my finger and wipe it off. Okay, so let's use this piece of paper here. I've got this. This is a wrapping paper that I have. These I don't need. And then there is this one. That just looks really good right there. Sometimes the shape of what you tear is perfect for, oh, getting the glue blob there, is perfect for whatever you're going to add on. You know, I tore this off, but I'm going to, no, I'm not. I'm going to put it here. And I will save that for another project. Okay, so that's technically label. So now I'm going to add stamp. Stamp 1. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, this would too bright. Oh, I like that. Guess it's going there. I like this one, but I don't know where I could fit that in. Oh, maybe there. This one has a fish on it. I don't think that's going to work for us. This one is green. I don't think a skier is going to work for me here. I do like this green one. Nope, not that much. Okay, what else have we got here? We've got this one. It's got it's a stamp of stamps of some kind here. I think the white is just too off on these ones. Don't think a polar bear is going to work. This one's kind of interesting. No. Nope. Oh, I like this one. Nope. Yeah, I don't like the white on these ones on this page. Okay, there's this brown one. Could go there. Oh, I found another squirrel. Where did I put that other squirrel? Oh dear. Okay, I know I have a squirrel, so I will put that in that box there. And that might be the same squirrel one, I don't know for sure. Too white. Maybe some of these little ones. I think I like that there. So these little ones are a maybe. That little orange one, yes. This one. Too white. A snake. Too white. I could use this one again. I think I'll use it there. It's funny, I don't mind this one. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. Even though it's got the white on it, I don't mind it. I don't even know what that is. Could be a squirrel, but it's not clear enough to say, yeah, it's a squirrel. Nope. Okay, there's still a few more here. Way too pink, way too big. This one could go here somewhere, or there, or there. What is this? They always look ugly when you first start making them, right? until you start building. Okay, I'm going to put that one there. Okay, let's get this stuff glued down before we go any further. I think my stamp choice is going to have to be reviewed. I might have to pick out a few other ones. Okay, I like her. Okay, this one's thin, so I will use my glue stick. Sometimes they get really close to the other one, but I will adjust that as I go along. And I don't worry if I'm gluing on this half because I'm just putting that down there to put the glue on. This one's a little heavier of a card. I don't think that one's a sticker either. I sure hope not, because if they're stickers, then I'll have to go back and take them off. Oop. Go. And then this one is just going to be stuck on like this. I think I'm going to overlap it there. Yes. Again, I hope this isn't too boring for you to watch somebody build their stash. Hopefully you're making some with me. Okay, I think I've got all of these glued down. Let's just regroup where I need stuff. I need another one here. So I'm going to use this guy. Some of these I printed on cardstock, and some of them I printed on paper, and some of them are cutouts from books. And then there are a few real ones here. I just don't think I grabbed any. And some of them I think I got, you know, one of these AliExpress type kits where they had stamps in it. Okay, and then I'm going to use this red one somewhere. Put the glue on first and then decide. That's how it works, right? Okay, because there's red here, I'm going to add it right there. Okay, I've got another red one. And that seemed to work. Put the glue on first and then think. Okay, 3, 3. Because these are little, I'm going to put this right there. And then this one is very pinky. And this one needs the white glue. add you there. And I have this blue one, and I think that I'm going to stop with the stamps until I see what the next level looks like. Okay. Cap back on this. All right, next. I can do label, right? Now these were bigger. I'm going to put them back in this envelope. I see I had those other ones and I didn't notice them until now. But I'm going to use all of these and all of these and some of these. I think these are all too big as well. Yeah, these are all pretty big stickers. Maybe on the next page of stickers, I'll use them. Oh, this one I could use here. These are all stickers for sure. Yeah, these two I can use. 3. Okay, so this will get used up on the next couple of pages. But so far, so good. I'm liking this so far. Still have more of this paper. Nothing's going down yet, but okay, I'm just going to leave that there, but we will use them. But let's start with these. I'll use these ones first. Okay, I need a little bit of height here. Ooh, okay. I think there. No, I think there. No. No likey. Okay, here. That's where you're going. If I had to put the glue on, it would have worked right away, right? There we go. Okay, I have another long one. This one's got kind of an arch to it. All right. But the only place you can go is here. I'm going to take you there. Hair oil. That's what that one is. Okay. Let's see if we can make these orange ones work. They're nice and... Are they individual? No, I have to cut them. Okay. Done. Well, not done, but doneer. I think there. Nope. There. This one says John Peters ice coupon. This was one of those, you know, Temu type packs or I said I was going to make these gone, so let's make these gone. The worst thing is cutting out oval stamps. Ovals and circles, not my favorite thing to cut out. They always look so jaggy. They're only nice if you've got a punch to punch them out. But when they're collaged with all this other stuff, it's not going to matter. But what is going to matter so far is where is this one going? I think this one's going right here. This says blood and liver pills. And this one says tooth wash. So where is tooth wash going? Tooth wash. I think tooth wash can go right there. No. Yes. Okay, how we looking? Dempsey and Gibbons. Okay, so I think I'm okay with that now. And we don't need these ones. But let's use up some of these number ones. All right, I am going to put this one there. And this one is going to go right there. And right there. 3 more. And hopefully this will use all this up and they will be done. Now this one smaller one here, well, it's smaller in length, but a little bit wider, but I'm going to use that to bridge this together. Now, is it 886 or is it 988? I think it's 886 because the 8s are smaller on the top. I'm going to use that to just bridge these two pieces together here. So some of these could even just become tags. You know, like I can use 2 of these together and glue it down to a heavier stock and then cut it into a tag shape. So that's very easy to do as well. So that's why, you know, putting them in a book like this is great. And then when you actually need something, okay, where are you going? Right there. No, got one there. You are going right here. No, right there. Got 2 left. They have to go on here. So where do I need one? I need one here, and I need one there. Okay, I see it now. But yeah, these can just sit in this book until I'm ready to use them for whatever. So First Street. And this one is apartment 222. Who remembers room 222? What was it? Show. Okay, I think this page is done. What do you think? I could go back and add some of these round stickers. Because I think there's actually a couple pages here. Maybe it's only one page. Okay. Well, this one's got a lot of pink in it, so let's use this pink floral rose. Pinky colors. Put it there. And then this one. I think I'll just put this one. Some of these seem a little disconnected to me, so I'm just going to add that down there. And this one. I'll add there. And like I said, I can always come back and add other things. But right now I'm just cleaning up a little mess. This is bothering me. Why is it not sticking here? Okay. Hopefully that does the trick. So this one I've purposely left hanging off the edge of the page, which I like that. Okay, this one still needs something, doesn't it? And this has a little bit of disconnection here as well. I don't really care for the sealed with love ones. That's gonna go by the wayside. I think I'm gonna use this last pink one here. And I'm going to leave the rest of these the way they are. What do you think? Okay, I am going to turn the page and keep working. And so I'm going to shut off the camera because I'm sure you are bored to tears watching me do this now. And I will come back with the finished results and show you that all of this will be gone. Okay, I'll see you shortly. Okay, I'm back. This is the end of the video now. I didn't realize I bored you for over an hour. Okay, so I did a few more sheets, but then, you know, I just went, that's it, I'm done. So this is the first one that we did together that you saw. I hope you can see these okay. They look pretty good to me. I'm happy. Some of them are still a little bit loose, but that's okay. I will go glue them down when I sew them. Well, they'll get sewn down. And this was the second one I did with you. And this one I did off the page so that when I tear it out, I'll have this little straight edge. I don't know why, but I just thought I would try that and see how it looks. And my third page, I used up some blues and yellows, so the coloring went a little different on this one, these ones. And then this one is a little bit more botanical looking, some of them. And then this one I was all about the price, all about numbers and stamps. And then on this last page, I stuck down one sticker and I said, you know, I don't like it. Time to close it up and call it a day. What did I get done? Not a whole lot. I have this bag of stickers, which is what this is. This is still the background scrapbook paper that I have left. These are the stickers that I still have left. I had pulled out a few extras to see if I could make more of it work. That's part of my labels. Oh, there's more paper under here too. Okay, more paper, more paper. So you can see it doesn't use up a lot. I did 5 pages. So 5 times 6, that's 30 clusters. I did pull out this package of labels too. I did use up a lot of stamps. Now, as I was cleaning up the stamps, I would go back and get more and use them. There were some stickers and stamps and things that I'm not going to use. I put it in a little baggie. So if one of my thrifties is watching and you want this bag of goodness, there's going to be a few more things added to it. That's what it is. Stickers, stamps, things that I don't want, or or themes that I don't use. So if you want it, just leave your name below and claim it. But I only have one, so whoever claims it gets it first. Whoever's there first gets it. So that's it. That's all for today's video. I hope it wasn't too boring to watch. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative week, and I look forward always to seeing you soon. Bye for now.